Shout what the lips fear to say. Before a single word leaves your mouth, your presence speaks volumes. A Sigma female with her razor-sharp instincts and unparalleled observational skills is the kind of person who hears what isn't said and sees what most overlook. She doesn't need you to speak to know what's in your heart, your mind, or even your intentions. She reads between the lines of your energy, body language, and micro-expressions, decoding you like an open book. Why does this matter? Because Sigma females are not just ordinary observers, they're chosen. Chosen to walk paths others fear to tread, chosen to see truths others prefer to ignore, and chosen to use their gifts not to judge but to understand. If you're here, watching this, you're likely one of them. It's not an easy path, but it's an extraordinary one. So lean into this rare wisdom. Watch this video and discover what makes Sigma females unstoppable forces of perception. What they know about you before you speak will blow your mind, and maybe teach you a little about yourself too. Number 1. Your energy level. Sigma females have a radar for energy that's almost supernatural. Long before you speak, they've already tuned into your vibe. It's not something you can fake or hide. Your energy announces itself the moment you step into the room. Are you buzzing with excitement? She feels it. Dragging yourself through the day like a deflated balloon? She feels that too. To her, your energy is louder than words, and it's impossible to ignore. Here's the thing. She doesn't just notice it, she analyzes it. Are you genuinely enthusiastic, or is that over-the-top cheerfulness masking stress? Is your exhaustion from a late night of hard work, or are you simply burned out on life? She doesn't need you to spell it out. She picks up on the subtleties like how you hold yourself, the pace of your movements, or even the rhythm of your breathing. And don't think you can outsmart her with a forced pep in your step. If you're dragging your soul behind you but slap on a fake smile, she'll clock it instantly. In her mind, she's probably smirking, thinking, nice try, but I know you're running on fumes. It's not about judging you. It's just that your energy speaks louder to her than your words ever could. The funny part? Sigma females are like emotional sponges. If you're upbeat and genuinely happy, you might catch her energy lifting. But if you're radiating negativity, she'll protect her space without hesitation. She values her peace and isn't about to let someone else's bad vibes throw her off balance. With a Sigma female, there's no faking your way through an encounter. Your energy gives you away every time, and she's already read your mood report before you've even said hello. Number 2. Your hidden intentions. A Sigma female has a knack for uncovering intentions before you even have the chance to spell them out. She doesn't rely on dramatic gestures or flashy statements to figure you out. Instead, she pieces together the puzzle from the subtle clues in your demeanor. A slight shift in your tone, the way your eyes linger just a fraction longer, or even the rhythm of your breathing. These are all giveaways to her. You might not even be aware of what you're projecting, but she is. If you're genuine, she'll know it. The calm in your body language, the steady way you engage, and the sincerity in your voice all confirm it for her. But if there's manipulation lurking behind your smile, don't think for a second it'll slip past her. She catches the inconsistencies, the overly polished charm, the calculated pauses, or the way your words don't quite match your energy. And if you're indifferent, she'll pick up on that too, in the lack of enthusiasm behind your responses or the detachment in your gaze. Here's the kicker. She doesn't just sense your intentions. She also anticipates your moves. It's like playing chess against someone who already knows your strategy. And while she won't immediately call you out, she'll adjust accordingly. Genuine, she'll open up. Manipulative, she'll shut you down without breaking a sweat. Indifferent, you'll likely get the bare minimum of her time and energy. The funny part is, people often mistake her quietness for passivity, but it's the opposite. While you're busy laying out your surface-level story, she's dissecting your motives like a detective solving a case. With a Sigma female, there's no need to fake it. She's already 10 steps ahead, waiting to see if you'll match her honesty. Number 3, they know if you're a predator or a protector. Sigma females possess a sharp, almost instinctive ability to evaluate the energy someone carries into a room. Long before you've said a word, they've already decided if your presence leans toward threat or safety. This isn't guesswork. It's an innate skill they've developed from years of observation and self-preservation. They can sense the tiniest shifts in your demeanor, from the way your eyes move to the tension in your stance. Are you scanning the room for control or quietly ensuring everyone's comfort? To them, every movement is a clue. They recognize predatory behavior even in its most refined forms. Whether it's an overly calculated charm, an unnatural intensity in your gaze, or a subtle edge in how you position yourself, they pick up on the undercurrent of dominance disguised as charisma. No act is too polished to escape their notice because they've seen it all before. They understand the difference between someone who truly respects boundaries and someone who only pretends to. On the other hand, they also feel the calm, steady energy of a protector. It's in how you hold yourself. Not overly assertive, but quietly present, exuding an aura of reliability. They notice if you naturally put others at ease, not for recognition, but because it's who you are. This judgment isn't about labeling or prejudice. It's about survival and connection. Sigma females trust their ability to distinguish between those who take from the world and those who give back to it. By the time you've introduced yourself, they've already made a mental note about where you stand, not because they're cold or distant, but because they've learned the importance of choosing who gets access to their space and energy. It's not personal, it's instinct. Number 4. They sense if you're an observer or a performer. Sigma females have an innate ability to differentiate between those who observe and those who perform. As natural observers themselves, they can instantly recognize when someone else is in tune with their surroundings rather than trying to dominate them. It's not about who's loud or quiet, it's about intent. They notice whether your focus is outward, seeking validation from the crowd, or inward, quietly absorbing the energy of the room. Your body doesn't lie. The way you position yourself, the way your gaze lingers or darts around, and even the rhythm of your breathing tell them everything they need to know. Observers tend to blend seamlessly into their environment. They take their time, analyzing the nuances of a situation, the unspoken dynamics between people, and the smallest details others overlook. They don't rush to speak or act. They wait for the right moment, and when they do engage, it's meaningful. Sigma females feel an immediate kinship with this quiet confidence, recognizing a shared focus on depth and authenticity. Performers, on the other hand, are easy to spot. They're the ones whose energy constantly shifts outward, seeking acknowledgement or applause. It's not necessarily negative, it's just transparent. Whether it's a subtle need for attention or an overt display of charm, Sigma females pick up on the underlying motivation. They see through the carefully curated personas and know when someone is trying to prove their worth rather than simply being present. This insight allows Sigma females to navigate social spaces with precision. They know who's worth engaging with and who's just adding noise to the environment. It's not judgment, it's clarity. They value depth over spectacle, which is why they gravitate toward those who, like them, observe the world with intent rather than performing for it. At number 5, they assess how aligned you are with your words. Sigma females have a remarkable ability to sense authenticity. Long before you open your mouth, they've already begun assessing whether your actions align with the principles you claim to stand for. It's not magic. It's their sharp attention to detail and their knack for reading between the lines of human behavior. They notice how you carry yourself, the energy you bring, and whether there's congruence between the person you present and the person you truly are. For Sigma females, words are secondary to energy. You could talk endlessly about honesty, integrity, or loyalty, but if your body language, tone, or presence contradicts those values, they'll pick up on it instantly. They sense hesitation, inconsistency, or forced enthusiasm as clear indicators that something doesn't add up. A handshake that feels hollow, a smile that doesn't quite reach your eyes, or a subtle avoidance of eye contact. These tiny details are enough for them to determine if your words are backed by genuine conviction, or if you're just putting on a show. This ability makes them immune to facades. They're not impressed by lofty declarations or carefully crafted personas. What matters to them is the quiet consistency of someone who lives their truth without needing to broadcast it. Sigma females respect individuals who embody their values through action, not rhetoric. When they assess alignment, it's not about perfection, but about honesty. They understand that everyone falters, but they can immediately tell if you're someone who owns your mistakes or someone who hides behind excuses. To them, alignment isn't about appearances. It's about integrity. If they sense a gap between what you say and who you are, they'll disengage quietly, unwilling to waste time on anything that feels hollow or insincere. Number 6. Your curiosity or lack of it. A Sigma female reads curiosity like a secret code. She doesn't need you to say a word. The way your eyes move tells her everything she needs to know. Are your eyes darting around, soaking in details and asking silent questions about the world? Or are they glazed over, detached and uninterested, as if you're just coasting through life? To her, curiosity isn't just a trait. It's a measure of depth, of how engaged you are with life itself. If you're naturally observant, she'll pick up on it instantly. She'll notice how you're drawn to subtle things, a fleeting expression on someone's face, the way light falls across a room, or even how a simple object has a story to tell. This level of awareness signals to her that you're present, that you're someone who seeks meaning and connection beyond the surface, and she respects that because it's rare. But if you lack curiosity, it's just as obvious. She'll catch the way your gaze avoids details, skipping over what's right in front of you. Your interactions might feel robotic or rushed, like you're moving through life on autopilot. It's not that she's judging you, it's more that she's taking mental notes. This person isn't fully here. And that lack of presence speaks volumes. What's ironic is that many people think they can impress her with words or charm, but she's already made her assessment by observing how you observe. Are you the type who questions and engages, or do you miss the richness of the moment? To her, your curiosity, or the absence of it, isn't just a quirk. It's a window into your soul, revealing whether you're awake to life or merely passing through it. And trust me, she notices, always. Number 7. Your relationship with power. A Sigma female has an innate ability to read your relationship with power without you needing to utter a single word. She picks up on the subtleties in how you move, how you react to others, and how comfortable you seem in your own space. It's in the way you walk into a room, whether you shrink into the background, puff yourself up like a peacock, or simply exist without a need for validation. To her, these unspoken cues are as clear as a headline. If you're intimidated by authority, she'll notice the stiffness in your posture, the slight hesitation in your movements, or how quickly your eyes dart away when someone confident enters the room. If you're hungry for control, she'll catch the overcompensating swagger, the forced dominance in your tone, or the way you seem to measure everyone around you like a competitor. But if you're quietly secure in your autonomy, she'll see that too. The calm confidence in how you hold yourself, the ease with which you interact, and your lack of need to prove anything to anyone. The fascinating part is that she doesn't judge one dynamic as better than another. She simply observes and adapts. If you're insecure, she'll note it and likely keep her boundaries firm. If you're power-hungry, she'll play along just enough to keep things civil, all while staying a step ahead. But if you're autonomous, you'll likely earn her respect without even trying. What makes this even more intriguing is her ability to stay unfazed. She doesn't fear power, chase it, or submit to it. She simply exists in her own, and because of that, she can see yours for what it truly is, whether it's fragile, inflated, or genuinely solid. You can't fake your relationship with power, and with a Sigma female, you shouldn't even try. At number 8, the masks you wear. Sigma females have an uncanny ability to spot the mask you're wearing before you even say a word. Whether it's the charming jokester, the woe-is-me victim, or the relentless overachiever, she doesn't just see the mask, she sees straight through it. And let's be real, most of us wear masks at some point. Maybe it's to fit in, to shield ourselves, or to keep others from seeing what's really going on underneath. But here's the catch. You can't fool a Sigma female. The charmer? She knows the jokes and compliments are your armor, hiding a deeper fear of being vulnerable. The victim? She spots the subtle cues that you're fishing for sympathy or avoiding accountability. The overachiever? She sees how hard you're working to outrun your own self-doubt. It's not just what you do, it's how you do it. The tone of your voice, the tilt of your head, even the pauses between your words. To everyone else, you might be convincing. To her, you're transparent. But here's the twist. She's not judging you. Sigma females aren't in the business of tearing down your defenses. In fact, she respects the effort it takes to put on that mask every day. She knows it's not easy navigating the world with all its expectations and pressures. However, she also knows that the person behind the mask is far more interesting than the persona you're projecting. And don't think you can outsmart her by switching masks mid-conversation. She'll catch that too. She'll give you that look, a mix of amusement and nice try, and leave you wondering how she managed to figure you out so quickly. With a Sigma female, there's no hiding. But the beauty is she doesn't want you to. She's far more curious about the real you than the role you're playing. Number 9. Your inner confidence versus your act. A Sigma female doesn't need to hear your life story to figure you out. She can size you up in seconds, not because she's nosy, but because she's a natural at reading between the lines. When you walk into a room, your body language gives her all the clues she needs. That confident strut. She knows if it's genuine or just a performance. The subtle shift in your posture, the way your shoulders tense or relax, the flicker of hesitation in your eyes. These things speak volumes, even if your mouth doesn't. Here's the kicker. Sigma females are not impressed by flashy bravado or rehearsed charisma. If you're putting on a show, she'll catch it before you can even get through hello. But she's not judging you for it. She gets it. Life can feel like a stage, and sometimes we all fake it to get through the act. But she values the real you, not the character you're playing. The funny thing is, you probably think you're doing a good job hiding your insecurities or masking your intentions. Maybe you've practiced your confident smile in the mirror or perfected the art of the firm handshake. But to her, it's like watching a magician who forgot to hide the wires. She sees through it instantly. The beautiful part, she doesn't call you out on it. She might smile knowingly or throw in a light-hearted comment that feels oddly accurate, leaving you wondering, how does she know that? Because for a Sigma female, your truth isn't just in your words, it's in the way you exist. She spots the gap between who you are and who you pretend to be, not to expose it, but to understand you better. At number 10, they recognize invisible wounds. Sigma females have an almost supernatural ability to sense the emotional burdens people carry. Their own journey through life, marked by experiences that have shaped and hardened them, has given them a keen eye for the invisible scars others try to hide. Without you saying a word, they can recognize the weight of past pain, heartbreak, or trauma in the smallest, most subtle ways. It's in the way your shoulders slightly tense, the hesitation in your voice, or how your eyes shift when a certain subject comes up. These observations aren't based on pity or judgment. Sigma females don't see emotional wounds as weaknesses, they see them as part of what makes someone real. Their understanding runs deep because they've carried their own invisible wounds and know exactly how it feels to mask them from the world. They notice if you flinch at kindness, avoid vulnerability, or instinctively deflect attention away from yourself. To them, these small reactions speak volumes about the battles you fought, even if no one else sees it. What sets them apart is their ability to acknowledge these wounds without exploiting or exposing them. Sigma females won't press you for details or force you into uncomfortable conversations. Instead, they'll offer a quiet respect, a sense of safety that doesn't require you to explain yourself. They instinctively adjust how they interact with you, avoiding behaviors or topics that might cause further discomfort. This skill makes them deeply empathetic, yet selective about who they allow close. They value authenticity, so while they recognize and respect the scars you carry, they also assess whether you've grown from them or let them define you. For Sigma females, recognizing invisible wounds isn't about judgment. It's about understanding the human experience on a deeper level than most people ever bother to. People may hear your words, but they feel your attitude. This quote by John C. Maxwell captures what makes Sigma females truly remarkable. They don't just listen, they sense. They've mastered the art of reading the unsaid, the energy, intentions, and truths most people overlook. This ability isn't just about seeing through others. It's about living with a clarity and depth that sets them apart. If you identify as a Sigma female, understand this. You are one of the rarest and most intuitive individuals walking this earth. Your gift is seeing beyond appearances, beyond facades, to the core of people's true selves. While the world often values noise and showmanship, you thrive in the quiet power of understanding and authenticity. And let's be honest, this isn't always easy. It can feel isolating, even overwhelming, to notice things others miss or to know when someone's intentions aren't pure. But this gift also makes you a force to be reckoned with.